Ashley and Audrey's are two friends that I have in Texas, and they're both sisters, and their dad owns a big eye company. But instead of finding a degree that matches to that eye company and getting a job easily, they instead decided to get a microbiology degree. Today you should listen to my speech because I'm going to teach you about how to get this degree and how you can do with this degree in the future, and you can also pick up advice about any associate's degree by listening to my speech. And there's 3 things that you need to know. And today I'm going to be talking about the medical technology microbiology associate's degree here provided in Fullerton. And there's 3 things you should know about this degree. The first thing you should know is what you should do before you get into the program. The second thing is you should know what you should expect in the program. And finally, third thing, what options you have after you graduate and after you get this associate's degree. So let's begin by talking about what you should do before you get into the program. And the first thing you should do is take the prerequisite courses. There's going to be things like introductions to biochemistry. You have to take an intermediate level math class or higher. You also need to take general microbiology, and you're also going to have to take human anatomy and physiology. And another thing you should know is that these prerequisite courses are going to take about 20 units, so it's going to take around 2 semesters just to complete the prerequisites. And also, you should also make a plan with your counselor because you need to know which classes you need to take in the proper sequence, because there's prerequisite courses even for just general microbiology, which is biology high school level, which you might need to take in college. And another thing that the Professor Dawson of microbiology suggested is getting a job, an entry-level job, or even asking professors, giving them Q&As to find out whether this job is for you or not. And now that we talked about what you should do before you get into the program, now let's talk about what you should do while you're inside the program. First thing you should know inside the program is that you're going to be taking a lot of science classes. And taking your general eds and taking your science classes is going to be, it's hard to take them separately. In fact, the Professor Dawson stated that a lot of students make the mistake of taking all their GEs and then taking all their science classes. And taking more than 2 science classes in a semester, he says, is nearly impossible because the amount of classwork and the amount of time you're going to be spending in clinicals. So he says to just combine them both and spread out the workload among each semester, which is why it's good to make a general ed plan with your counselor so you can take them in proper sequence and also make the workload easier on you, especially when you start to graduate and your GPA starts to suffer around the time when you're starting to get your senioritis. And finally, now that we talked about what you should do in the class, we're going to talk about what you should do, what options you have after. And the first option you have is getting an entry-level job. And in Southern California, according to the Fullerton College website, there's over 1,000 biotech and bioprocessing companies, and it leads the world in the amount of bioprocessing. It's one of the leading factors in this field. And if you look at just the amount of jobs you can get, there's a lot of fields. So the amount of the salary can range from almost like 40,000 to obviously 6 figures. And just getting a master's or a bachelor's and a PhD can really help you to broaden your range, and you have a lot of variety. And just getting your PhD, if you have a PhD, for example, you can have independent research. And if you have a PhD, you can also work for a university. And the second option you also have is getting a higher education, like I said, which enables you to have more variety. And now that today I taught you about the medical technology microbiology associate's degree here at Fullerton, and I taught you about what you should do before you get into the program, what you should do while you're in the program, and what options you have in the future. And now you might understand why, despite having a dad that owns an eye company, they instead decided to get a microbiology degree where they have so much more options.